Welcome, fellow trackers. I'm Nick Metzger, and my partner, my co-host in crime, is none other than Mr. Sean Abbott. He's right here, right below me, right beside me, all around me. We're so happy you are here this week. We are going to be bringing you 4 hot news stories this week, ranging from Hogwarts to Rocksteady and Redfall to Hellblade, plus one very interesting feature, and also a format change, which we'll probably talk about in a little bit. But before we dive deep into the realms of Xbox, how is life going for you, Mr. Sean?
Hello everybody. It's going okay. I've been very busy. I did my crazy week, and then I added 2 extra shifts on top of that, which just blew my mind a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are off school, so trying to organize bits and pieces and chaos like that. But yeah. So
now, see, it's interesting.
It's just been busy
because when you say like we're in like June now, so for American listeners, when you're like kids are off school, like American listeners are like summer's off. Yep, they're off for 10 full weeks, but that's not the case over there, correct?
No, we've got our terms. Our summer holidays don't start until the end of July. So like towards the back end of July, like middle to back end of July. So they've got a week off at the moment. This is classed as our May half term. So they have a week off now. They go back on Monday next week, and then they've got either 6 or 7 weeks. I can't remember. Lindsay will be able to correct me on this one because she's counting them down. Because usually that 6 to 7 weeks is when for where the school that she works at is where the kids go absolutely crazy because they're so hyped up for the summer break that we have in the UK that it just ends up being an absolute nightmare trying to herd excited like 13 to 16-year-olds into their classrooms and keep them there and stop them from trying to maul each other. But yeah, they've got like 6-7 weeks and then they break up for 6 weeks. So they like end of July to the beginning of September. So
end of July to the beginning of September. Okay. See, it's funny because by the end of July, kids over here are like starting to mourn a little bit. You know, they're like, okay, like we got 2 good weeks left, depending on where you are. Depends on what this looks like, but it could be anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, I guess. But over where I'm at, they got 2 weeks left. Middle of August, they're back to school. So today was the day. It was a half day. My kids are like on cloud 9. They see 10 weeks of freedom. I don't even remember what this is like anymore. Actually, I do. I actually do. I mean, to just have that whole runway of time where you can do whatever the hell you want is just like mind-blowing to me as a 41-year-old adult who, like, if I get a week, I'm like on cloud 9. I mean like I can't even fathom what it's like anymore.
And you're in a similar situation to me. So when the kids are off for you, Becca's off as well as your wife.
That is correct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, cool. So you still work as you would do normally.
Yeah.
Obviously trying to take as much as leave as you can to be at home with them while they're enjoying that too. So it's exactly the same for me because I still have to work. Lindsay's blessed in the fact that she has the same time off as all 3 kids. So Jay is at college, Emily's in high school, and Logan's in primary school. So and they all, thankfully, the 3 schools, the 3 different educational centers that they're at, all have their time off at the same time. So that falls really well. And then obviously where Lindsay works, they have it off as well. So that works really well because we don't have to worry about childcare. But yeah, it's the filling the time. I mean, Logan's he wakes up on a morning. He's like, "What are we doing today? What are we doing this afternoon? What are we doing this evening? What are we doing tomorrow?" And it's like, "Whoa, chill, dude. We can't do that level of like in the 6-week holiday." I'm dreading it because he will wake up and be like, "What are we doing today? Where can we go? How much money have you? How much of your money can I spend, Daddy?" It's like, no, killing me. But no, it's awesome. I mean, we didn't do a right lot today, just because I'm still really tired. It was Lindsay's like first full day of me being at home in the holidays, so she's kind of took the time to be as lazy as she can be, which was really nice that she could do that because I'm off. And then we just sat around and played. He played Goat Simulator for a little bit. I went to the gym. I did some tidying around, and then when I came back, we played Super Mario Sunshine. it's Super Mario Wonder, not Super Mario Sunshine. For a little while, and hung out and played that together. And then we did some drawing. He's got this really cool thing where he like folds the paper up and he likes to do a little bit of a drawing, and then unfolds the drawing and extends the drawing inside. So when you open it up, it's like an animated drawing.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken to doing loads of those. So we got some paper out and some of this stuff, and he did some drawings and things like that, showing me them. And all at the same time, like I'm laid on the floor in between helping him with the drawing, and I'm chatting to Lindsay because we're trying to organize costumes for Jaya's 18th because it's an 80s themed birthday party. So we're trying to do something, trying to find costumes. Logan's going as Super Mario because that was late 80s, 84, I believe.
Yeah, I thought it was 80. I thought it was my birthday. I thought it was 82, or like the year I was born, 82. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. So I will, and I'm torn between.
I'm interested. So you keep chatting.
I'm torn between either going to like as Luigi because obviously I'm taller than he is.
Sure.
So it's like, or something else. And Lindsay was looking at doing Luigi, and I could be Yoshi. And so we kind of looked around all those, and then we've swung back and forth to different things. And safe to say, I haven't yet made a decision on what I'm going to get dressed up as.
So the Donkey Kong version of Mario was 81, according to Wikipedia.
So that was Jump Guy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's what it was originally.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So, anyways. So, yeah, it's funny. So Noah's the same way. Noah is like, Ariel is very chill. She'll go off and color with chalk or whatever. And Noah's like, let's plan this out, Dad. What are we going to do today from like A to B to C to E? And I just need to know, like, and how are you going to be involved? Because you're certainly going to be involved. And I'm like, listen, pal, like we're going to do something on like A, C, and E, but you got to give me like B and D to like chill, and you're gonna have to go find your own thing to do, okay? Like, and so yeah, there's definitely some of that. Our kiddos are extra hyped at the moment because we're going to Disney World in a couple of weeks, so they're like, and Ariel's birthday is in a week, so there's just a lot. There's just a lot right now for all of that. So
yeah, driving. This is what we have this conversation quite regularly. You are driving to Disney as well from where you are, in Michigan to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have to plan and really like I start to get like not anxiety, but I get like that dad thing where I'm like, is the car okay? Do I need to take that oil? Do I need to do the tires?
Mm-hmm.
Does it need new tires? I've got all the fluids. Like I say, and I'm driving like 3 hours. You're driving what, the best part of 17 hours?
Yeah, 18 hours, like all driving, like it's not including like stops or whatever. So it'll end up being like 24 for sure, bro. 20, not maybe 24, but like 20-ish hours at least, if not 22.
No, I could not do that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So my wife and I are back and forth too. So we have a Pacifica, big fat van, great for this kind of stuff. Ironically, it's got good mileage for a van, but it's not great, and it's older. We just got, because my wife was in an accident, some idiot decided to run a stop sign, so we just got this Hyundai Kona, which gets amazing gas mileage, but it's very small. But our luggage does fit in the back, and it gets like 42 miles to the gallon. Okay, so like, ooh. Yeah, so like we're like, can we do this? And will the kids kill each other by the time we get to Orlando? Like those are the overall questions in our mind. And it's like, and if they do, will the trip be better for the rest of the? No, I'm just kidding.
The thing is, though, you got to weigh this out big time, because the first thing I went to instantly when you said when the van is older is 24 hours. So that's with stops and like you will have to sleep at some point. I'm assuming you're going to do like a layover somewhere.
Some guys do, man. There's a handful of guys that have been like, I just drive through. I start at 4 a.m. and then I'm like, dude, I don't think I can do that. Like, and I probably could, but it would be a shitty next 2 days for me to like recover, and that's just not what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna be like, you're gonna go there and you're gonna have to get up in the morning and like you're just gonna go for 4 straight days in Disney World, like 12 hours straight, you know. So it's like, I just don't think I can do it.
I mean, if anybody that I work with or knows knows me for where I work, and I turn around and say, I couldn't even sit down for 12 hours. They'd probably laugh and spit a tea everywhere. But I don't think I could sit in the same spot for that long. I would just, I'd get there and I'd get out the other side, and like obviously being 37, I'd be like,
Yeah.
just to put me on a rack to straighten me out
Yeah.
and sort all my eggs out. But no,
Yeah.
no, kudos to that. That's crazy. But back to the vehicles, I would take the newer one over the older one. Of that risk of the kids might kill each other in a smaller space, but you'd end up killing the kids if you broke down
Right,
to deal with
Yeah.
kids and the broken down car. Inevitably in the middle of nowhere, because that's where it always happens with us laughing for miles. So
so we are fairly certain we're going to take the Kona, especially in this, because if something does happen, and we are delayed a day, then we do have travel insurance, but we still probably wouldn't be able to like get that day back. So like they'd pay us for the day that we lost, or we'd get that money back for the day that we lost, but we'd still be out a day, and then it would just, it would be a problem. So yeah, I think we are taking the new car, going to be kind of scrunched up, save money on gas, so that's cool. But we'll just we're going to become a close-knit family by the time we're done, and we're all going to love each other, and it's going to be kumbaya, and nothing's going to go. There's going to be no fighting and no arguing. It's going to be perfect. I'm sure of it.
So how do they get on with traveling? Because my three are all different with traveling. Like Logan could watch his iPad while I drove like the Dakar Rally and would never get travel sick. He would not like get to the destination and be like, I'm gonna be sick, or like have to stop or worry about it. Emily, on the other hand, if she stares at a book or a screen, like an iPad or a Switch for too long while she's traveling, she is just like, she physically goes like white then green in the back if she does it for too long. And then like J will just sleep. She's like a mum. As soon as the car's moving, the head just goes back.
Yeah, that's Noah.
Eyes
that's Noah. Noah will have these like moments of like energy, and then he's out for like an hour. Ariel's like even keel. Like she doesn't have the crazy energy. She doesn't sleep well in the car. So, but neither of them have car sickness, so that's cool. So yeah, and they actually do pretty good like with bathroom breaks. I know some are like they got to stop every 5 seconds. The kiddos do pretty good. Actually, the last time we went to Iowa with like my in-laws, we were stopping because of the grandparents. It was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, Nick. I'm like, we just stopped like an hour ago. Like, what the hell?
Just pass them a ball. Here you go.
Yeah. It's like a 5-hour trip, and we stopped for the bathroom for like 6 times. I'm like, how is this possible?
Wow.
But yeah, so no, I have high hopes, and we'll see if they get dashed. I'll let you know when I get back. But so that's what's going on in life. I guess we should touch on the fact that we are doing a different format for y'all. We changed it up a bit.
If you haven't noticed, we've had 155 episodes of the same shit, so we're doing something different.
Actually, we're kind of back, right? It was like what 30.
Yeah, we have. We've been back. I think I can't remember. It must have been episode when we made the change. It must have been about episode 108.
Yeah,
120.
Yeah,
somewhere
I was thinking 120. Something like that. Yeah.
We have resorted back to a previous format.
Not completely. We've changed it up a little bit from that format as well, too. We think it'll be easier for you guys. Just to give you an idea of how things are going to flow. Not that you won't figure it out if you stick with us, but we're going to be talking about the stories next. Then we're going to be going into what we've been playing, and then Game Pass headlines. And then Sean's going to give us a hot exit out of here, and that's going to be your normal spiel. We usually do the biggest changes. We normally used to chat in the end, and now we're chatting a little bit in the beginning about life and what's going on. So I don't know. Anything else to say about that?
No, Jeff. Just obviously, you usually run a massive intro, really hyped up stuff like that. We go into the intro video, and then like I do the housekeeping. So I will take the time now before we go into the X feed. To do a little bit of housekeeping. So you can find our main social account absolutely anywhere where there's a social networking app. Just go with GPT Gaming News. If you have any thoughts or any questions, you can now join our public Discord, which I will drop the link in the chat just now. If you give me 1 second, because
I just realized I have my wife's cup that I gave her. We go together like peanut butter and jelly. It's a great podcasting. You and me, Sean, we go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, we do. We package it. So yeah, the link's in the chat with Twitch now. It's also going to be in the show notes. It's going to be in the audio show notes and everywhere like that. It's a nice little public Discord. There's over 2,000 members in there. You can chat to me. You can chat to Nick. You can chat to all the other members of the GPT team, the social team, and so on and so forth. They were all in there. If you like what you're hearing and you'd love to hear more, if you're listening to this on a podcast, please go and give us a review. Give some stars. It really does help us move through. The algorithm picks us up. It kind of puts us in people's suggested. So if you know people that are listening to Xbox podcasts, stuff like that, and you leave a review, it helps us kind of get picked up by those kind of people. Like it comes up as a suggestion. And of course, we wouldn't be an Xbox Game Pass tracker show if we weren't talking about Xbox Game Pass itself. We have an affiliation with them, so if you use the link that's also in the show notes, it's also going to appear in the chat as if by magic because Nick has the link for that. You can follow that, you can get signed up, or suggest it to somebody else and get signed up, and we kind of get a little bit of a share. That helps us fund the show, helps us do things, and helps us do big giveaways and stuff like that in the future. I think we've just had a big giveaway over on Freds for hitting 5,000 members over there, so it kind of backs that kind of stuff up. So go sign up to whatever you desire. There's PC Game Pass, there's Core, and there's Game Pass Ultimate. Just go and play it your own way. And yeah, that's pretty much all the housekeeping for now. Like as we progress and we have other things come up in the future, there'll be a couple of more things to mention in there. But for now, that's everything, and we can head straight into the X feed.
It's the X feed. I told you we had 4 hot stories, and we have 4 hot stories for you, starting with Hogwarts Legacy. I loved this game, and so anytime I can hype it up and give us some information about it to our listeners, I will do that. And so here's a chance. Hogwarts Legacy sales are still through the roof. They just dropped the latest summer update in the UK. In the UK, Hogwarts Legacy beat FIFA 23 last year by 124% in sales. Can you freaking believe that?
Wow. Yes, I can.
I think it's and Diablo 4, it knocked them all out. I mean, I don't know. I guess a little bit. Do you think Diablo 4 suffered because people like me were waiting for it to drop on Game Pass?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
probably. Well, there's a little bit of that, and I think there's also a little bit of you've got to look at the fan base that Hogwarts Legacy went out.
It's true.
It was huge. Like, I'm a massive Hogwarts fan, so I went and played it. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of Bully and stuff like that, which Rocksteady's Bully was really good. So it kind of reminded me of that. The books, the films. There's such a wide audience for this, and so many people who like Harry Potter and like that lore will have always wanted to be in that lore. So they want a way of creating themselves to be a witch or a wizard within the Hogwarts kind of story. So Hogwarts Legacy kind of did that. It was well boasted, very well delivered as a game, loads of great content. So I can see why it beat FIFA 23, because FIFA 23, the people that play FIFA are the same people that go and buy the same game every year, like Call of Duty. So Call of Duty will always have that kind of general run of numbers all the time, the same as FIFA. So something like Hogwarts to drop just kind of blows it completely out of the water for me.
Yeah, and I mean, it really got me. I was not for everybody to know, I was not not that I wasn't a Harry Potter fan. I watched the movies. I'd never read the books. I'm actually reading them with my son now, but I had never read them before. And so, I was a casual Harry Potter fan. I'll watch the movies. I won't remember how one ties into another really, because I just wouldn't. But then when I read about this game, I was like, oh, I don't have to be a Harry Potter fan. I'm literally like not Harry Potter. I'm somebody else. I'm just in this world. I was like, oh, okay, I'll give that a go. And sure enough, I mean, when I got in it and it was like, oh my gosh, this world is great. It's so much fun to just be able to be like my own dude in this crazy, awesome world. and which then got me like into I started to watch the movies, and now like we're letting Noah watch the movies and read the books, and so I think it's pretty cool. It's probably the only instance where the video game got me into the other media, instead of the other way around. Like a lot of times it's the other media gets you into the video game.
Like Halo and Fallout. You has been a fan of the two games. You've then wanted to watch the show.
Yeah.
But then also Fallout's kind of done the same with Hogwarts Legacy. There's a lot of people that have never played the Fallout game that are now massive fans of the franchise because of a really good series. So.
Yep, for sure. So, but the only other thing I wanted to touch on this is I find it so crazy that Hogwarts Legacy is doing so good, and yet Warner Brothers is like, you know what we're going to do for number 2? We're going to make it a live service game. Like, and I mean, not that maybe they'll knock it out of the park. And I guess that's it. It's worth the gamble, right? Like a lot of live service games come and go, right? I mean, I think that's pretty, like Knockout. I was a huge Knockout fan. That game came and went. You have those like ones like Warzone and Fortnite and Fall Guys still. My son's actually just getting back into Fall Guys because you can now create your own courses, I guess. I don't want to say now. I don't know when that started, but his friend just told him that he could create his own courses. So he's like super into that right now. But I don't know what the percentage is, but a lot of those live service games come and then go. So it's like, do you really want to gamble when you already have a winning game? But I guess the money's worth it, huh? The money's worth the gamble if it hits. Because if it hits, it's going to hit, right? It's going to be huge.
To make the whole game a live service game, to me, is a little bit of a, suicide move. Not wanting to use that word, but I think it's going to absolutely tank the game big time.
Yeah, I think...
Give me another... I don't know how you're going to... Yeah, this is the issue, because they've already given us so much in Hogwarts Legacy. So there's so much you can do, so many places you can go, so much of the wizarding world of Harry Potter is delivered in Hogwarts Legacy. Then I don't know what you can actually do for the second one. You can't, just, here's another school year. Go make another character. And we've got other things that are going to happen in the story, because they pretty much covered everything in this one.
They did.
So,
they covered a lot. I mean...
It's a way to tank the game. It is a big gamble to take, but making it live service means they can constantly add events.
Yeah.
They can constantly change and do things, where that's not as easy to do within Hogwarts Legacy. And it must be hard to add additional content like DLC stuff all the time on top of a game for people, because you might not always deliver. So like, you've already played and completed Hogwarts Legacy, but here is this awesome DLC where all this crazy stuff's going to happen, but it's going to cost you an extra $24.99. But you have to buy into it to have it. Where if they make a live service game, it's kind of like, look, you pay $50 for this live service game, but we will, like, for the next 2 to 3 years, just throw loads of new content into this, like, weekly and monthly, yearly kind of stuff. Give you some kind of term pass instead of a season pass, it's like a term of school. Like you have to, you can pay $4.99 and you can get additional like items and skins and potions and different kind of stuff and different experiences in the game, like a Warzone battle pass would do, kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's and it, like I said, I may love it. I mean, I'm certainly in on Hogwarts Legacy too. There's never going to stop me on that. But I may absolutely love it. I am worried that I'll absolutely hate it. But you won't know until you try. Some of those things can be really cool. I mean, as long as they stay away from like everything being a big old PvP match, which I don't think they would do. But Quidditch comes to mind. But they already did a separate Quidditch, like Hogwarts game, and that was. I can't remember. That was multiplayer PvP kind of stuff. So Quidditch was the one thing that they took out of Hogwarts Legacy because it was like banned for some story reason. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. Being able to have PvP, like have the Triwizard Cup as a PvP thing. So you have to, compete with other wizards to be entered into the Triwizard Cup, but they could then go and do a live stream of this huge Triwizard Cup of the 3 top wizards that have played for that month, kind of thing. If they wanted to do that, they could do quite a lot of interesting things like that.
So, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I kind of pivoted ever so slightly in the middle of this conversation where I've gone from no, it's a really bad idea, they shouldn't do it, to hang on a second, it could be interesting.
Yeah.
So
it could be. It's just like you said, it's a gamble. And if all those things, if you pull it off right, it'll make them millions more, at least hundreds of millions more than they would have if they would have just released Hogwarts Legacy 2 as a single player campaign. They do it wrong, they will literally lose hundreds of millions that they would have made if they would have just released a single player game. So it's a very interesting. But I think for them it's worth the gamble, and we shall see if indeed it pays off. Moving on, story number 2. This is a rumor story, sir peeps. Rocksteady founders sign new studio game deal with Xbox. So the co-founders of Rocksteady, Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker, are rumored to. They departed from Rocksteady. They are rumored to have from Xputer. He says they are rumored to have signed a first project AAA standard single-player action-adventure game running on Unreal Engine 5, fully financed by Microsoft and likely to be Xbox console exclusive, though, as Xbox always does, coming to PC as well. So they're getting this from 100. They're getting this from 100 employees. More than 20 new members, 100 employees of their new team, 100 Star. Funny that they have are being added. 20 members from their ex-Rocksteady group, and the studio is currently hiring. So, no idea what this could be, but interesting news.
Yeah, I mean, they're best known for the Batman Arkham series.
Yes, yeah.
So
thank you for adding that.
if you're a big fan of that and the Suicide Squad, which was a game which didn't do all that well by all accounts, it's one that I never worked to and never really looked at a lot of info on it. So yeah, it could be interesting. I mean, this tied with the new studio that Xbox have kind of opened to deal with genre breaking and genre defining games. I think that's what the words were last week. Tie these two together, and Xbox are very interested in taking gaming in a direction in more of a serious way and in a serious direction, I think is what I'm trying to say. So I mean, the history of Xbox has been that they haven't always been true to gamers and game creation. They've kind of spent a long time building this empire of studios and all the software and the hardware kind of behind things, that they kind of strayed away from making awesome games. And then, like, in the era of Phil Spencer and everything that he has done, being an avid gamer himself, as everybody knows, he's deep into Fallout 76 at the moment. He's in a nuclear war battle with somebody else in there. So yeah, it seems to be taking gaming a lot more serious. So I can see more deals like this with development studios that are renowned for making specific style AAA games, as well as their own studio that they're creating to make genre unique games and stuff like that. I can see this next era of Xbox that we're going to see tied with Game Pass to be one for making more games, one for making really good games. So
yeah, that's dope. Ironically, if I remember Suicide Kill the Justice League correctly, it was getting bashed because they turned it into a live service game. I'm not sure where it is now or if it's a great game. That I just know that was some of the stuff. Some of the negative comments it was taking on at the time. Maybe doing great now. Not played it, but from what I was hearing on the Twitter sphere or the X sphere and other places was the reason. So ironic that those two kind of line up in some fashion. But this game is going to be a single player game, so we will wait and see what they bring out.
Yeah, and I like rumors like this. Any that like kind of get the wins of new big game titles coming and developers working on like stuff like that kind of gets me excited because as much as at the moment with Game Pass and all the games that are on Game Pass, I have a crazy backlog. I have games that I need to go back and finish. I've got games that I need to start, and I've got games that I would like to play if I had more time.
Oh, amen to that.
And that is all thanks to Game Pass. Where 2-3 years ago we were moaning we had nothing to play because there was nothing new coming out. We were like, oh my god, we could do with a game. We're in a really big drought. And now I'm like, oh my god, I'm swimming in games. So
yeah. So I mean, so many indies come out I keep wanting to play. I play them and then I want to beat them and then I don't and then I'm here and anyways, that's a whole squirrel. Let me tell you. Story number 3. Hey, we talk about the Xbox Series S. We've said we wondered if it was holding stuff back, but it seems to be doing a great job handling Ninja Theory's Hellblade 2. That is good news. That tells me, Sean, that if the right people make the game and have the right information on how to make it work, it's all still possible to work. That's what I get from this.
Yeah. I mean, there isn't a lot going on in the game, or for as much as I've played it. I haven't been back to it since last week because I have just been crazy busy and there's other stuff that I wanted to get to. But, there's the element of it being letterboxed, so it's not a full screen resolution.
Gotta love
game.
Those black bars.
Yep. I thought they were going to disappear at first. After the first cinematic intro, I was like, oh, are they going to just expand out as they get to control? That'd be really cool. No, they stay there forever. So, hasn't got as much to process. Graphically, the game is absolutely stunning and beautiful. Like, there is no taking away from that. But there isn't a lot of like depth of field changes going on all the time, which is something that between the Series X and Series S, it doesn't have. Obviously, the Series S not having as much processing power, it's not having to process as much. And they have. I'm trying to read now. They're mostly.
Yeah. So while you read, I'm going to tell you, you're hurting my heart here, but you're not wrong. I didn't think about it this way. It's probably so. What Hellblade has is graphics that'll make your eyes pop out of your head, and that's probably easier to dial down and fit in the Series S box than it is if there was like 100 enemies running around at the same time and you're trying to do processing and you're trying to do the depth of field and you're trying to like know if I hit this guy that happened, and the processing in that is probably a lot more than just being like, hey, we need this game to not look so pretty just so that it fits in your box. You're good to go. So I actually hadn't thought about it that way. That makes a lot of sense. It also hurts my heart because I was hoping that maybe we would all just agree that the Series S is doing great again. But to be fair, we haven't heard a lot of stories about the S lately. We were hearing a lot right in a row, like late last year. So I haven't heard much about that not being able to keep up lately. It
took a bit of a hammering towards the back end of last year, unfortunately. But it's nice, like you said, it's nice to see that the little sister console to the X is managing to play such a graphically heavy game, because it is graphically heavy. The game, I've said it like 2 minutes ago, and I'll say it again now. It is a very beautiful game. Like there is elements of me standing still in the game and kind of using the photo mode to really explore everything, and then playing with all the different lighting effects that you can do with the photo. So there's a lot to the game that makes it absolutely stunning. So
yeah, for sure. And story number 4, a little sad. Redfall's final update is now live on Xbox and PC. So it's good that we got this one, because this one has the single player pausing and offline mode, which for me I think are really good updates that are just quality of life updates. I mean, if you're playing by yourself, if I need to go pee, if I need to take care of the kids, let me pause the gosh darn game and go do what I need to do, So I think this was a good one to push out as a final one, But it's still sad. It's the final one. This for anybody who doesn't know, Arcane Austin was closed by Microsoft a couple weeks ago. Some of their staff has just been moved, I think, to other teams as the stories have come out. Some have been let go, but either way, so Redfall will not be getting any more updates.
No, that's it. I'm just quickly reading through very quickly some of the notes for these, and they've added a lot. 39 different unit rewards. They saved as permanent buffs for different community standing tasks. Obviously, the Nest revamp, the Elder Nest, has had a bit of stuff giving you some cool little rewards. Ammo synthesis, so holds weapons regenerate ammo, which is quite useful. UV healing, so when players are hit by UV, it helps them gain health. And Light and Darkness, expanding the aura around the nest, working as vampires. So they've added some, like I say, some
quality of life,
some behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, some quality of life stuff, but they've also added some buffs and bits and pieces to them, to different aspects of the game. Which were well needed because it kind of sat stagnant for a while since not number 3, because number 3 brought some new stuff, but between update 2 and update 3, I think there wasn't much that changed. So
yeah, it's been a real roller coaster for this game. I mean, I feel like,
just that.
I feel like it got hammered more than it should have, and Sean and I have been pretty big proponents that it wasn't as bad as everybody wanted to make it out to be when it first came out. It wasn't great. It wasn't a great game. I'm not saying that, but it wasn't the level that a lot of people were putting it at. And then, it started to go up from there, I think. And so I think, it had a following, kind of, I don't know if you want to say a cult following, but it had people who were like, hey, this game's pretty good. And that could have continued to grow, but unfortunately, its time is no more. I think it it takes people to make these games, to make these updates, and Microsoft had other ideas and plans for where those people needed to be, whether that's right or wrong, or I don't know, but
yeah,
it is.
Now they've added the offline mode and the single player pausing. I might go back and finish it just to say that I have been back and finished it.
Yeah, Sean's story was pretty great. You're all like, yeah, but I'm almost done. I got this game. I'm going to be done in like an hour. Don't worry. And all of a sudden, you like post me, you're like, holy shit, there's a whole nother town. And I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, that's it. I went through the tunnel, came out the other side, and it was like, well, this map is as big as the first map, and there is lots to do. Oh, my God. I needed the ability to pause it because, like I said, the only time I could really play it, was it like I had to go pick kids up from school, or I had to do like bits and pieces and I was forever like leaving it paused, and then you'd be swarmed by like just a passing nest of vampires or something stupid like that. And it was like, yeah. So I was like constantly having to like come out of the game, go back into the game, and making sure that I was at a point where when the game reloaded, I knew I'd be roughly in some kind of area good. So that offline mode and single player pausing will draw me back to the game to complete, because I enjoyed it. I really liked the game. I enjoyed the aesthetics to it. I enjoyed the gameplay and the weapon system. There was a lot to it that I enjoyed. Other things came up, and then that having to be online all the time, kind of that's one of the things it got beaten for at first was for that. So
yeah. What would be cool? They don't say it here, so I don't think it's really a thing. But it'd be cool if quick resume worked if you were in a single player mode. Because I mean, if you can pause and you have an offline mode, then why couldn't you just keep quick resume and do that thing? So that'd be cool.
And that's all just a button in the settings. So you could go into the settings of the game and be like turn online mode off permanently, so it saves that setting.
Yeah,
and then just But whether or not that takes some work to do as well.
Yep, 100%. Yeah. All right, those are the 4 top stories. We don't have any news bulletins for you, folks. But what we do have is a feature story that just makes Sean so very happy. We are going to talk about Doom, because Doom is coming to the Dark Ages. Likely, is this a rumor? Rumored to be announced at Xbox's showcase? Is that correct?
I think it's been rumored and mentioned and shown off that many times that if this is a rumor, it's one of those that is pretty much bang on. It's like Santa Claus is a rumor.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy is for real, and he comes every year. So, you know,
that was a great analogy, Sean. if Santa Claus is a rumor, then baby, let me tell you, I don't know. He is real, folks. I love it.
Yeah, I am so unbelievably, like I have said for the last 18 months, like every time there's been some kind of direct from Bethesda or there's been a showcase, I'm like, Doom, give me some Doom. And I've taken to X with that as well. Like once this rumor first came out, I was like, I would be so happy if they did this and they used the original musician Mick Gordon to do some of the soundtrack like they did with the 2016 Doom, but also brought in Alex Terrible, who I Prevail's singer and musician. If they brought him in to work with Mick Gordon, those two as a pair would make one of the best gaming soundtracks ever if they worked together for this. And I think it would fit perfectly with the aesthetics of medieval style Doom, however that is going to look. I just we're
going to talk about that. That's for sure. So just to give you guys a little info. So according to Insider Gaming's Tom Henderson, the final name of the new entry is believed to be Doom: The Dark Ages. It's supposedly been in development for at least 4 years now and could potentially be medieval inspired. There was something else I wanted to say. Adding to this latest update is a comment from podcaster Nate the Hate, who claims this new Doom title will also be a multi-platform release, further stating, yes, it's coming to PlayStation 5. How do you feel about coming to PlayStation 5?
I'm happy with that. Doom is a great game. Doom, I say this massively, but I know sometimes it isn't quite for your taste. But
yeah, no,
it's a fast-paced platforming first-person shooter where you get to rip and tear, quite literally rip the arms off things and hit them with the soggy end. It's like
with the soggy end.
It's just everything I want from a game. Just all squashed in together. And if you go and play if you've never played a Doom, go play and you don't mind metal music, go and play the 2016 Doom. It's on Game Pass. Go and play it. And how well that soundtrack goes with that game and how well it was orchestrated, where like it makes you want to play the game faster. And the faster you played the game, the faster the music was, and the faster it got through the soundtrack and things like it. Just everything about that 2016 Doom was just fantastic. And I've been a Doom fan from Doom on shareware when it was originally like 4 people sat in a bedroom somewhere in a college that built it, all the way up to now. I have enjoyed playing Doom. So yeah, just do me a favor. Like I say, if you haven't played, go play the 2016 Doom, then come back and talk to me about it, because you'll come and you'll be like, yeah, okay, I fully understand.
What he said was, "Doom me a favor." As much as that. I'm sorry.
That could have been the title. Do me a favor.
Yeah, that would.
But no, like the gameplay is like the more damage you inflict, you can stun demons. Then like you can do finishes. There's a whole chainsaw aspect, which kind of makes it really, really gory and things like that. But yeah, and then Doom Eternal was equally as good. It added some kind of grapply, kind of climbing aspect to it. They kind of broadened the way of getting around the game rather than it just being jumping and crouching and stuff like that. There's a whole climbing aspect to it. So I'd be interested to see what they do with it being medieval.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are they going to give me some kind of demonic horse that I can ride into like large battles while I've got the crucible in my hand? And like,
yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, first off, I'm school me, my Doom master, Jedi master. So have they ever played with ages? Like, have they ever gone to different eras of time? Is this new? Is what I'm asking.
This is it's always been between Hell, Mars, and Earth.
Okay.
Of course, obviously, the gate that they opened on Mars as part of the mining company brought split the world between Hell and Earth. and obviously allow the demons to flow in that direction. So it's always between Hell, Earth, and Mars. They have done some kind of gods section because that's what Eternal did. One of the DLC stat was to bring in the gods to it to kind of oversee the spawn of Hell coming to Earth, but they have never done time travel as far as I'm aware.
Okay, all right. So what do you think this is going to do for the? I mean, so if we're going back in time, are they still going to bring the shotguns and the BFG and all? Are they going to bring all of like the quintessential Doom weapons, or are we?
No. So I'm expecting like muskets, crossbows.
Okay, all right.
Handheld cannon. It's like a giant single shot handheld cannon would look pretty badass.
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm expecting those kind of I'm expecting, because it's the first time they've gone, they're going to have to bring like bolts and crossbows and stuff like that into this.
I mean, your chainsaw could be a big ass mace, and that would be pretty cool. Like if you're just swinging like a gigantic mace around. I mean, they brought the Crucible. They brought the Crucible in Doom 2016, which is like the giant plasma style sword that he wields, which is a massive dual sided, like basically axe sword thing that he can wield. So they brought that in. So there's no reason why he can't use that. And I think the Dark Ages is going to be closely linked to the Crucible, and like having him acquired it, he's going to have to go it'll be taken away, or it's the key to saving something. He has to go back in time and kind of stop, the people that mined on Mars and found all these stuff. He's going to have to go back and stop this from happening, or alter it, the path of it, kind of thing. I think that's where you're going to go with this. So, but I'm interested how they do it, the weapons they use and things like that. So, and the rumor is this is a showcase game for the June 9th showcase.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think if they show it off, with it being 4 years in development, I think they're going to show it off in June and bring it out this year. October time this year.
Mm-hmm. I'd be shocked if they didn't, to be honest. But if it's not this year, I don't know. When have all the others dropped? Do we know? I mean, we will know. I'll look it up right now. I don't know if you know.
I'm sure it's always been around like the back end of the year.
I am looking it up right now.
The original one,
December,
was
October. We got one June. We got one June 17th. Ooh, wouldn't that be cool if it was like a day and date? Like, you can do that now, right? With Game Pass. Like, you don't have to have this run up for marketing, right? Like, you can just, like, before a game like this, you would never just day and date drop because it was like, well, you need a run up for marketing and to figure it out. But it's like, nah, it's a Game Pass game. You can drop it day and date.
The only downside to them announcing it day and date is that if we are going to be there live streaming and talking about and live reacting to the showcase on June 9th, I will literally just disappear. But like, gone. Sean gone. Oh, he's playing Doom. Look at that. But yeah, that would happen.
They've been all over. So like Doom 64 April, Doom 3 August, Doom 3 Resurrection April, Doom. How many Doom 3 editions did they drop? Doom 3 BFG October. Doom Eternal was March. So yeah, it's they've been this is of no help because they've been almost in every month except for January and February, I think.
So what we know is they will drop it in a month beginning and ending with a letter from the alphabet.
That's correct. Yes, 100%. You heard it here, folks. You're welcome. We broke it. Boom. Yeah, I think that's about right. So that's no help, but it's, some history just in case you cared. But I think it's great. I could see, it could be a day and date drop. That would never be a thing back before Game Pass. Now it could definitely be a thing. There's no marketing needed. Game Pass is their marketing. No problem.
Nintendo kind of did it first, though, that day and date thing, didn't they, before Game Pass? Because they consider, hey, it's out on the eShop. Go and buy it from the eShop. There's nothing stopping them from turning around and saying to people that don't have a Game Pass subscription, hey, you can still get this game if you just go and purchase it. They're going to do that to people that are on the PlayStation. Hey, it's on your PlayStation Store right now. Go buy it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, let's talk real quick multi-plat. So it's cool. I don't disagree with you at all. I think being on all the platforms is great. Play it where you want to play it. Have fun with it. It helps out Microsoft, quite frankly, no matter where it is. That said, do you think they're going to get it day and date? Do you think Xbox and PlayStation get it at the same time, or do you think there's like a 6 months later or something it's on PlayStation?
It stays away from being exclusivity if you turn around and say at the end of the presentation for Doom, for the new one, you go download it now with your Game Pass thingy, but the release date for other platforms is in 2 or 3 weeks' time.
Oh yeah, that'd be very short. I think it'll be 6 months. That's my personal feeling. I could be. I mean, hey, I could be wrong. What do I know? But
it depends on the rules behind around exclusivity. If they turn around and say, you can't have it for 6 months, that makes it a little bit exclusive to Xbox. But I suppose it's their development studio.
Yeah, and this is Bethesda. So, if this was an Activision game, that would be different. I'd say you're going to get them all at the same time because they're not going to dink with that because they told all the people, the CMA and the FTC and the ABC that they weren't going to do that. But with Bethesda, they never gave that same deal, so they can do whatever they want. And I think they want some like initial exclusivity. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them say, hey, Game Pass first, 6 months later, or, Xbox first, 6 months later, we'll send it to wherever.
And I don't mind however they do it. Obviously,
I don't either.
I'm a Game Pass subscriber, so I know I'm going to get it first, regardless for what you play and how you play. That's entirely up to you, but I have nothing against this game going multi-platform.
I don't either.
In fact, I'm as a gamer, I am absolutely avid for everybody to be able to play every game on every platform, because who doesn't want more choices of games? I mean, I go into Game Pass and I'm absolutely like dumbfounded with the amount of games that are on there. It's like I've got FPS genres, I've got horror genres, sports, football, simulator, driving, racing, PvP games are all on there. I have this absolute massive array of games, and I am spoiled for choices. Like, as we've always analogized it to being like a buffet of games. You can go, you can try what you like, you can have as much of one game or one genre as you want, and if you want to try a different course, you want to go in a different genre, go and try that. It's there. Cool little indies that pop up and stuff like that. You can play them free of charge. You don't have to go and spend like $15, $16 on a game that you're not sure you're going to enjoy because of Game Pass. So you can take all those games that you've got on that service and stick them on multiple platforms for people to try. And I don't ever think Xbox will ever do this other than for people that use PC, but having the ability to have Game Pass on different platforms would be fantastic for them as well. I don't ever see that happening because I don't think Sony would allow people to have Game Pass on a PlayStation because it takes away from their subscription service. But if you could have that reach of games and stuff onto multi-platforms, then why would you not do it? And I can't ever imagine a gamer turning around and going, oh, I'm not going to play that game because it's an Xbox game, when this fantastic new game called Doom the Dark Ages, as it could be called, is now going to your platform because Xbox are happy for it to be a multi-platform.
Yeah. No, what we've learned about Sea of Thieves is PlayStation players are happy to play Xbox games. At least the majority of them are. I mean, that game is doing very well on that platform. There are some vocals who maybe not, but overall, I think everybody's pretty happy to play a game no matter where it is. It doesn't affect me if it's on PlayStation. I'm happy for you. I just wish you reciprocate so I could maybe play God of War on my Xbox, but I know that's probably not going to happen. Or Horizon. I wouldn't mind playing that too. So some reciprocation, I'd appreciate that. I mean, other than that, I'm good if Xbox games go wherever Xbox games go. Whatever helps out Microsoft and Xbox and keeps them pumping out good games. That's what I say. Anything else on this feature story, sir?
No, other than give it to me now, I'll give it to me day and date as of the June showcase. You will literally see me go from like excited because it's Game of Christmas to ecstatic, mind blown if they do it day and date.
I hope you get it. I hope you get it day and date.
I hope you get Fable. If you got Fable at the same time as I got a new Doom, I'd also be spoiled for choice because I'd want to play Fable as well, so we could talk about it. But it'd just be so nice that we got everything we wanted in the same Christmas.
If I got listen, this is all I'm hoping from Fable, and we'll talk. We will have a next week. We will have our predictions episode, official predictions episode for the showcase. But all I'm looking for is a date reveal and it to be sometime in 2025, and I will be ecstatic if I get that much because I'm not even sure I can expect that much from Fable right now. But if I get that, I'm through the roof. So if that's all, I do want to say one thing before we forgot that we're still getting used to the new deal. We were gonna mention new games that came out in the top stories. This is not new games, but it's new info on games we already know about. Still Wakes the Deep got a date reveal trailer literally today, June 18th. You will be playing Still Wakes the Deep. And the Dungeons of Hinterberg got a new trailer. It's out July 18th. I don't think it was a date reveal. I think we already knew the date that was coming out, but there is a new trailer out there for Dungeons of Hinterberg 2, which I am interested in. I am very interested in both Game Pass games.
And still Wake the Deep. That was coming to Game Pass, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, these are both Game Pass games. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yep. I can't wait to play. That's one I am going to have to add to my calendar.
Yeah, find it interesting. It's always interesting when you get to this less than 2 weeks away from showcase, and they're dropping stuff like, that wasn't a showcase thing. Huh? I wonder if they might re-showcase it or re-show it in the showcase would be a better way to say that, more intelligent. But it's interesting that they didn't just save that for the showcase. It tells you how packed maybe this showcase will be. Very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, how packed the whole Summer Game Fest is going to be.
Oh, no kidding.
I've got a feeling that it's going to be a very busy one this year.
Definitely. So, with that, we will head on to the Game Pass headlines. This is where we talk about the games that have come out for Game Pass in the last week and the games that will be coming out next week. So, starting off, I will tell you the games that are out this week. Did I do that right? I didn't do that right, did I? Gosh darn it, Sean. You could just tell me I screwed up.
Why, what have you done?
Well, look at the doc. We were supposed to do dashboard first.
Oh, yeah. I'd already skipped to the Game Pass headlines because we had...
Yeah, because you were like, okay, sure, let's do that. Hey, let's talk about the dashboard. We're here.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't got a lot to say about it. So
the reason it hit me is because we said, you're going to hear it live, guys. We said, we'll talk about the games we've been playing, and then we won't hit them much in the Game Pass headlines. And then I was like moving out. I was like, I played a lot of moving out, and I didn't talk about it. I thought I was going to talk about it firk. And then I realized, oh, yeah, it's because I was supposed to talk about it first. That's right. So anyways, okay, Sean, what are you doing? Anything?
So let's talk about the games that we played before we have to talk about the bar. Yeah, okay, makes perfect sense. That made sense last time. I have slept since then, and because you said we were,
I know.
I scroll down. A simple scroll. I haven't played much. I played Multiverses because that's come back out. It's a free-to-play game. It's a Warner Brothers kind of deal.
Okay, it's the fighter game, right?
Yeah, it's the Smash Bros. For all the other characters in the world other than Nintendo characters. It's fun. I've enjoyed it. If you like Smash Bros, go play it. It's free to play. They have added a few different things, but I don't know what that is. There's a lot of quality of life changes being made. It's not as choppy and as jumpy around. They've got a really nice tutorial in it now, which you have to play even though you've played before. It kind of brings you around to the speed of things and the things that they've done differently. And then it's no longer just all online. They do have a main storyline now called the Rifts, which you can go and play. I have completed the entire of the first Rift, which you can go back and play as many times as you want. You can up the difficulty level as much as you want. So I started it on easy because I found that experienced I was getting my ass handed to me by the computer. So I went and I've done the first whole Rift on easy. My current favorite character to use that is Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, which is quite cool.
Cool. Sorry, my kids, I don't know. They must be riding a horse up and down, so I muted myself, and I forgot that I muted myself. I don't know what they're doing up there, but...
Have you got this summer holidays is going off the chain if you've got a horse for them to ride.
I think they must be, man. I'm telling you, it sounds... I mean, it sounds like it up there. I'm not sure.
The only other game I've played, and I told Nick about this just before we started. If you are a fan of Supercell and the games like Clash of Clans and Clash Royale, Squad Busters is their new game that they literally, I think it only just launched this morning, or at least I got the push notification from Apple about it. So it's launched this morning. I love it. As easy as that. I love it. It's not card based. It's not like drop your units and then go and smash and destroy kind of thing. There isn't that kind of town builder card deck style which you get with Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. You control a character on the screen. You've got to fight tiny little minions to drop coins and gems sometimes. You then use those coins to unlock chests. Those chests give you the ability to bring another character in. So you can start as a barbarian. You can go and unlock another one, and you bring in like a baby hog rider. And then like you wander those around, you smash them on minions to bits, you smash crates open. There's different characters that have different stuff elemental rise. So there's a character called Greg who chops trees down, and when you chop trees down, you get more coins and stuff like that. Now you do all this, and you're pitched against 10 other people at the same time. So there's a PvP element to it. You do all this to try and build your squad up, make them like, if you get 3 of the same one, you have a fusion power, which fuses them to a larger, like more powerful version of that. You got all this, and then after the countdown finishes, I think it's like 2 minutes, the countdown finishes, the gem mine opens in the center of the map. So everybody rushes to that. That's where your PvP kind of comes in, because if you've built your horde up really, really well, you're really powerful, you can eliminate other players, and you get all their gems and coins, and then you can unlock more chests and stuff. And all this time, the gem mine in the middle spraying gems out everywhere. And the idea is to collect as many gems as you can in that time. And once the timer finishes, the person with the most gems wins. True to Supercell's kind of style, there is, every time you finish a match, there's a chest that you open. You can upgrade the power of this chest by little tiny energy balls and stuff like that. And it just goes from there. And I have played a lot of it today and very much enjoyed it. So that's my new mobile game of choice.
Might become my crack dealer. I have downloaded it. I have it on my thing. I love Supercell games. They don't miss often. I'm actually nervous to open it, Sean, because I'm unsure how addicted I will get to this game. But I got it downloaded.
Activity level drops.
Yeah, exactly. I did also get that push notification, and I was like, I don't know about that. But then I came on here and talked to you, and here I am. Here I am, Sean, ready to play one way or another. So
just remember, once you're on the horse, you can't get off the horse.
Right. All right. That's cool. I have been playing 2 games. I looked it up. Bread and Fred is on the Xbox, so you can play this. I've been playing Bread and Fred, 2 cute little penguins trying to make it up a slight mountain. It's so much fun. No, the game is brutal as hell. It looks so cute, but it's brutal as hell, Sean. I mean, you're tied together. You're 2 penguins, and you're tied together. And I swear to you, we put on the accessibility feature of the checkpoints, because if you beat this game without that feature, you are amazing. God bless you. My son and I get up to like 60, 70 meters, and then we would end up falling all the way back down. So we got checkpoints up. We got to like 180 right now. But this game is brutal. You have to use your you have to use like the other penguin, swing them around, and then release at just the right time, and then you'll jump to the other cliff. And the jumps are precision. The physics is like spot on. It's not, and it's accurate. It's not like when you screw up, you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, I released too early, or I did this wrong, or I did that wrong. But the game is brutal. But we are going to continue to try to make it up the mountain as Bread and Fred, which are, by the way, the names of these two penguins. And don't let its cuteness fool you. It is hard. And it doesn't even give you it gives you a decent tutorial, but like the hard starts immediately, like 2 meters up, and you're like, oh, okay, this game's difficult. I get it. So anyways, there's that. Also, Moving Out, which came out May 28th, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Started playing that with Noah. Noah and I love, and Ariel, actually, all of us are playing that. We loved Moving Out. And this is Moving Out. That's what this is. This is more Moving Out. Not a lot different. New, a little crazier. You leave the city of Packmore, or the town of Packmore, and kind of go other places. I won't tell you where. And but you're just moving stuff again into a truck, and it's crazier. There's some like new crazy things you're doing. The environments are a little more over the top and stuff like that. You can still break all this stuff and have a ton of fun. The kids absolutely love it. You just go with the chaos. Don't try to manage it, and you'll have a lot more fun. That would be my one tip to anybody playing this game. And we're having a blast. And you're a great fart, which stands for furniture. Darn it. It's in the thing. Wait, I'll get it because it's in the thing.
Furniture and removal technician.
Furniture arrangement and relocation technician. Yes, exactly.
So
and
close.
if you're playing with kids, they'll absolutely love it because then you all become farters. And there you go. And you have different levels of being a farter, and you want to get to a top tier farter. So there you go. So that's what I've been playing, folks. That's me. Anything else, Sean, before we go into the Game Pass headlines?
Other than Bread and Fred, I can't find that on the Xbox. I don't know where you've seen that. It's apparently the only platform digital storefronts it's on is Steam and Switch.
Really?
Yeah. Because I thought, it's one I like. When I've looked at...
Well, it's not on Game Pass, but... It's
when
right.
I've looked at games to play with
you know
partner,
what? It's an older game. It came out to Xbox One. So it's a game they brought to the Switch from, when did this game come out? May 23rd, 2024 is when it came to Switch, apparently. Or from what I just read. Yeah, that is when it came to Switch, and that's where we're playing it. It says, what am I on here? It says the platform is supposed to be Xbox One, but not Xbox. And it launches on Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. Maybe I was wrong. Sorry. Good job. Thanks for keeping me honest.
Sorry, it's one of the games that came up when I looked for games to play with your partner or wife and girlfriend, because I was watching stuff on TikTok of the people that were playing games with their partners, and it was just hilarious. So I thought, I'll see what I can play with Lindsay. It Takes Two is the only one really that's on Game Pass and Xbox that we have. But Bread and Fred is one of those that I saw, and I thought I really want to play that with Lindsay because it'll just lead to so many hilarious moments and funny arguments.
Yeah, God bless you. You have a strong relationship if you're going to play Bread and Fred with your significant other, okay? That's all I'm going to say. That's my only tip. Yeah, it looks like you are right, so sorry about that. I looked it up, and it was on this Xbox One HQ. It's supposed to be coming to Xbox, but I don't actually think it did. I'm not sure.
I'm going to take a look and see how much it was on the Switch, because I think it'd be one.
I think I played it was like $12 on the Switch is what I paid for it. 12 or 13. Yeah, no, it's not very expensive. I don't know how long it is. I don't know how long it takes you to get up the mountain. If you're good, probably not that long. If you're like me, for the rest of my life. So there you go. Anyways, I'm not going to play the bumper because we already played the bumper at the wrong spot. So you already got the bumper, just not in the right spot. Game Pass headlines. This is where we talk about games that have come out this week or are coming out next week. So Moving Out 2, we already talked about. That dropped May 28th. It's available everywhere, including Xbox One. And then May 30th, that's today, by the way, and today is Thursday, Humanity Out Everywhere. Become a Shiba Inu and help reconstruct humankind in the acclaimed action puzzle game Humanity. Drop commands to guide a mindless human horde to the goal through 90 increasingly challenging handcrafted story mode stages. Then, choose from thousands of user-made puzzles, expanding on the breadth of mechanics, or design your own and share it with the community. The other game that dropped today, Lords of the Fallen, is available everywhere, XNS only. May 30th, a vast world awaits in the all-new dark fantasy action RPG, Lords of the Fallen, as one of the fabled Dark Crusaders embark on an epic quest to overthrow Adyr, the demon god. I don't know if I said that right. It's Adyr, so forgive me. Learn more about... well, there you go. That's all you need to know. This is the one that kind of looks like Elden Ring gone wrong. Well, Elden Ring did go wrong. It just looks like Elden Ring. So there, there you go. That is what's out this week. Sean, what's coming out next week?
Very quickly before, I don't think there has been a week yet for the last 3 weeks where we haven't slated Elden Ring for being difficult. It's nothing to do with us hate the game being get bad. We just didn't have a very good experience with it. So yeah. But anyway, out next week, June 4th, we are going to get hit on PC Game Pass with a game called Firework. An accidental fire at a funeral forces the police to reinvestigate the closed case of a massacre. You will play as a rookie police officer who participates in the reinvestigation by chance. As the investigation goes deeper, the past of the victims gradually emerges and the case becomes more bewildering. I'm quite sad that this is just on PC.
I know, the story sounds great. I'm in just on the blurb.
But I'm assuming it's going to be one of those where it's easy to play with a mouse for clicking around on screens and stuff like that. But I'm quite sad that's on PC only. And then the other game, which is also coming out June 4th, is a game called Rolling Hills, and that's coming to cloud, console, and PC. This is a day one release with Game Pass. So Serve Sushi is a robot chef in Rolling Hills, a life sim about running your own restaurant in a cozy village, make new friends, purchase ingredients, enhance your shop, and improve the lives of your neighbors as your perfect craft. This sounds like Overcooked with a tiny little bit of simulation rather than just crazy cooking and moving on to the next level. So
yeah. I'm in. I want to try Rolling Hills, and I want to try Humanity. Those are the two I want to try.
I have Moving Out 2 downloaded because I was going to play that with Logan earlier, but he wanted to play Super Mario Wonder instead. So I will probably try and get to that at least before he goes back to school. Yeah. And they're probably Rolling Hills just to see what that's like, because I liked Overcooked. So if this has got like a calmer version of Overcooked, with a little bit of like shop simulation kind of stuff where you have to run like cost of ingredients to the cost of how you're going to sell things, that would be quite interesting.
Yeah. Nothing new for Game Pass Core, my friend. So Sean, give us what's leaving in a day.
So yeah, you got 24 hours to go and play and complete the following games: Trickery: A Colorful Tale, Firewall Pioneers, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Pac-Man Museum Plush, Little Witch in the Woods, and Railway Empire 2. If you can do that, if you can go and complete all those games in the next 24 hours, come and tell me. Show me a screenshot of your time played and game completion. I'll be super impressed. You'll have done more than I could have done.
If you do all that, Sean and I will give you a golf clap. So there you go. That's right. Just for you. You're welcome. That's why you listen or watch the show.
That was brilliant.
That might have just broke our budget too, by the way. But anyways.
I can't steal your next line. This is your line. So.
Oh, yeah, sorry. If you're interested in any of those, you have till tomorrow to beat them or buy them for 20% with your Game Pass up. If you wait past tomorrow, full price, baby, you lose your 20% discount. So if you want them, go get them.
And I think that 20% discount also gets added to whatever, if there's a sale on the Xbox Store for one of those games as well, it adds to that. So it's always good.
Hell, there's like a 90% sale going on right now. So if it's one of those, you might actually get money back. You never know. I'm just kidding. Probably not. They're probably not going to work that way.
No. Yeah, we've already mentioned which ones we want to go to.
Yep.
So yeah, that's about it. That is the new with the slight hiccup of things. That is our show. That is
I'm always here for a
the new
hiccup, Sean.
format. That's the new format. I enjoyed that. I liked that. I felt So next week's show is going to be on Thursday again. So we'll see you roughly this time next Thursday. Next Thursday, we're going to have our predictions for the summer showcase. We're going together like peanut butter and jelly. That's one of my favorite sandwich fillings.
Amen.
So yeah, next week we're going to have the predictions for the at least for the Xbox version of the summer showcase. I don't know if I can broaden my horizons to everything that's going to go off within the summer showcase, but for the June 9th showcase, we are going to have our predictions for what we're going to see. Obviously, I can't use Doom this year because it's already there. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the show. So thanks for listening to Game Pass Show. Don't forget you can follow us on X. Me, Sean Abbott at Sean_Abbott, and Nick Metzger is at Nintendo. That's 10DOH. And our main channel is the GPT Gaming News. So head over there. They have awesome stuff all the time. Screenshot drops of games, when games come in, rumors, breaking news, and reviews. They have started dropping the reviews on there as well now, which is fantastic. If you just want to chat to us, if you have any questions, suggestions, or you just want to share your high scores, if you've completed that list of games within 24 hours, you can shoot us an email. It's show@gamepasstracker.com. Thanks very much for everybody that's watched. Thanks very much for everyone that's listening and for tuning in. Keep gaming, keep tracking, and until next time, we shall see you later.
See you later, guys.